There is no greater feeling than ticking something off of your to-do list. I feel like I live my life through to-do lists. I spent 4 hours last night trying to fix my Sims. I really, really hope I can get it fixed because I need to play it tonight. I'm so excited about starting this. So I am starting The Artist Way, and I'm so excited to start it. I've known about this book since I was maybe like 16 because I don't know if you guys ever watched Harmony Nice on YouTube. She did a lot of like Wicca, witchcraft kind of content. I used to watch her all the time on YouTube, my favourite YouTuber, and she spoke about The Artist Way quite a lot, and I was really interested in getting it, but like for some reason I didn't. But I finally got it, and the reason why I was pushed to get this is because I saw Dochi talking about it, and she's just had a sudden rise to fame. So I was sold. I already knew about it. That put the final nail in the coffin, and I ordered it. And it's right on time because I'm struggling with the longest form of creative burnout I have ever experienced. My brain is blocked. I just can't find the motivation, the effort, or the spark to just sit down and film, especially like more creative makeup looks. I'm really struggling with it at the moment. I worry I've exhausted it a bit, but I don't really like to speak negatively. I'm just in a period where I'm having to, step back and be like, okay, the creativity will come back to me. Just at the moment, it's not there, and that's okay. So this is why I'm really, really excited about this, because I think this is going to help me so much with breaking through this weird creative rut that I'm in at the moment. This is a 12-week creative spiritual journey which helps you unlock your creativity and basically level up your life. And I thought it'd be really fun to bring you along with me. I posted this book on my story, and a lot of people messaged me asking what my thoughts are on it so far. Lucky for you, I'm going to be filming weekly check-ins, and I think we're going to be on this journey together, which I'm really, really excited about because I don't know how this is gonna go. It's gonna be a whirlwind of emotions, I feel like, and I think I'm really excited to share that with you. I'm one of those types of people where I always want to like encourage other people to just try and tap into like better versions of themselves and grow and level up, because it doesn't matter where you are in like your skill, your craft, or whatever, there is always space to grow. When I told my agent Tash that I was gonna start doing this, she was like, I am literally so obsessed with your mindset. And I was like, elaborate. And she's like, you take this mindset of adding to things rather than taking the I'm creative enough, I don't need a book to help me unlock my creativity. Is that not like a common way of thinking? Because everything can be improved. You might look at my content and be like, fuck, Faye's mind is, I wish I could be as creative as her, blah, blah, blah. But I take this mindset with other people. I don't look at myself like that. And I know I could be far more creative than I already am. Essentially what I'm trying to say, just because, you look at somebody and they seem to be so good at their craft, it doesn't mean that they can't be better. You can always be better. And bitch, I'm about to get better. I've literally started this today. I've read all of the intro like last week. This is going to be like my introduction video, and then next week I'll post week 1. I have definitely underlined important things, so I'm going to read them out to you. I really, really love when I get a book. I'm not one of those people that keeps it all pristine. Bitch, I'm writing in it. I'm making it my own. If I see something I like, hearts are going next to it. Oh, this is the first bit I underlined. I really, really, really loved this. So Julia Cameron writes, by the time I was 30 and abruptly sober, I had an office on the Paramount lot and had made a whole career out of that kind of creativity. Creative in spasms, creative as an act of will and ego, creative on behalf of others. Creative, yes, but in spurts, like blood from a severed artery. A decade of writing, and all I knew was how to make these headlong dashes and hurl myself, against all odds, at the wall of whatever I was writing. If creativity was spiritual in any sense, it was only in its resemblance to a crucifixion. I fell upon the thorns of prose. I bled. And I felt that so hard, because that's kind of like how my creativity feels like. It ebbs and flows, it comes in spurts, and I kind of experience like a period of time where I am just really, really creative, and then I lose it, and then it comes back and I catch it and I really try and hold on to it for fucking ages until it's gone again, or until I burn myself out. And I really want to get to a point where I am like stable in my creativity, and I really, really hope that this book will help me do so, because that is something that Julia writes in the intro, is that it helps just, and that's really what I want, because it's really I'm getting really, really exhausted with how it just comes and goes, and I never know, like, oh, I'm not feeling creative today, I can't sit down and fucking turn something beautiful into a makeup look, because I don't think I'll do it justice. I can't do it today. Try again tomorrow, and tomorrow will come and maybe I'll be feeling more creative, but I don't know if I am, and it gets in the way of my work, because this is why you shouldn't like capitalize on creativity, because you can't, because capitalism is a constant like thing, it's a constant like go, go, go energy. Creativity isn't always so fast forward. Do you know what I mean? But maybe there is a way to like steady it out, and I think this book could be the answer. If this doesn't fix me. Another part that she writes, if you think of the universe as a vast electrical sea in which you are immersed and from which you are formed, opening to your creativity changes you from something bobbing in that sea to a more fully functioning, more conscious, more cooperative part of that ecosystem. She writes a lot about how everybody is creative, and I fully support that. Everyone is creative. It's just a lot of people find it harder to break into that and discover their creativity. So if you're one of those people where you don't deem yourself creative, get this book, because it will help you realize that you are. Humans have always created something out of nothing. So like, for example, I view like, people won't view things like maths as creative. I would argue otherwise, because look at algebra. Is that not creative? Are you not thinking outside of the box to try and find an answer to an equation? That is creative. Everything in your life is creative to a degree. When she's writing about what you should expect from this book, she highlights that the artist's way is like a spiral path. It's like a spiral staircase. So you might feel like you're walking round in circles, but you're actually not. It looks like you are, but you are still moving. I don't know if you guys were ever on like spiritual TikTok during lockdown, and everybody bought malachite, and they were like, get this crystal and it will rip your life apart, just to rebuild it into something better and more rewarding. And I feel like this is what I understand the artist way to be, because a lot of people have said the same thing with the artist way. Philosophy gets philosophical. Descartes and his skepticism. I don't know if you guys know anything about modern philosophy, but let me use my 50 grand worth of debt to educate you. Oh my god, I'm using my degree for the first time in 2 years. Descartes' skepticism. Why can't I say that? This is a form of his search for knowledge, and he basically has this theory that in order to be certain about the world, you need to break apart all of your knowledge right to the foundations and rebuild it with like solid bricks. Can you even trust that this is reality? Are we dreaming? Are we hallucinating? And if people argue otherwise, he's like, well, you believe in a God. It's entirely possible that there is another being with the same level of power as a god, except it's an evil demon, and this evil demon is deceiving you all the time about what reality is. So can you actually trust anything? And I feel like that's what the artist way is going to do. It's going to break you down so that you can rebuild yourself into something better. And we love that. We love self-growth all the time. So one big part of the artist way is that you have to dedicate half an hour a day to writing 3 pages in the morning. And all you write is literally just what is in your head. Just random words, random thoughts, just get it all out. Morning pages map our own interior. Without them, our dreams may remain terra incognita. I know mine did. Using them, the light of insight is coupled with the power for expansive change. It is very difficult to complain about a situation morning after morning, month after month, without being moved to constructive action. The pages lead us out of despair and into undreamed of solutions. After I did my morning pages this morning, everything was just, my head was more quiet. I had more clarity and focus and kind of drive. Otherwise, if I didn't do my morning pages, then I probably wouldn't have come to the conscious realization that I should actually film this part for my YouTube video today. And I probably wouldn't have done it. And I probably would have put it off and put it off and put it off. And then I'd be behind on YouTube again. Do you know what I mean? She also talks about committing to an artist date once a week. This is something I'm kind of struggling with because my job is creative. So like I have to think of something that is not my work. The purpose of an artist day is essentially like a play date, but for adults. It's a way to connect with yourself and a way to allow yourself to consciously be creative, because I feel like it's so, in the way that society is built, it's really, really hard to, actually consciously make an effort to be creative and nurture that side of us. Spend time with like your inner child as well, because you finish a day of work, you're making dinner, and yeah, like that is creative, but are you actually like enjoying it? Are you actually present when you're doing that? Or are you like watching TikTok in the background? Are you making dinner robotically, mindlessly? So yeah, this is what I mean, like we are creative in our day-to-day lives, but are you actually conscious? Are you present when you're doing that? You come home from work, you cook dinner, and you're watching the telly because you're burnt out, so you can't be asked to be creative. It's just the nature of how society is. But if you actually found time to be creative, then your outlook and your mindset might be a little bit better. You might feel a lot less stressed because you would have an outlet to express yourself and express your frustration, to just help you translate the day. It's natural to just not find the time for these things, because personally me, like the last thing I want to do after I've been filming and being creative for my work is to go and be creative for myself. We all do it. We all get lazy with self-improvement and self-care, because work is the root of all evil. That's the point of the artist day, is to literally force yourself to sit down and just spend time with yourself and nurture your inner child and nurture your creativity. And that will also help you learn a lot about yourself too. But I'm just nervous whether I'm actually going to commit to it, because I feel like I can very easily turn anything I do in my day into an artist date. So I think I'm having to set a rule for myself where my artist date cannot be to do with creating content, and it can't be to do with makeup or fashion, unless I'm going shopping, which I would love a charity shop day. But then that's like a thing where like I'd want to film that, I'd want to vlog it, but like I want to consciously make the effort to not be filming my artist state, because then that counteracts the point of my artist state, because creating content is my job. For somebody else who isn't doing content creation and trying to pursue that as a career, then that would make sense, wouldn't it? But for me, it's like, that's not an artist state, Faye, if you're filming because you're working. This is where it's hard. So yeah, the ones I've thought of so far is, you know, I have guitars on my wall and I do play guitar, but I don't nurture that. So that might be one of my artist state, is to just sit down for 2 hours and write a song, learn a song, fucking get better at guitar. Vision boarding. I want to take myself on like a lunch or dinner date. There's so many examples. Take yourself to a bookshop, take yourself to a bar, a really nice fancy bar. Be safe when you're going there alone. Order yourself a cocktail that you've always wanted to try but always been too scared to do so, and take a book with you and sit down at the bar and drink your cocktail and read your book and wear some red lipstick and look mysterious as fuck. Ignore any man that tries to interact with you and leave. Artist day. I'm gonna have to pre-plan what I do for my artist day, I think, because otherwise I don't think I'll do it. I'm really good at making excuses for myself and not showing up for myself in the ways that I need to, in the ways that I deserve. So I highlighted this because I felt it really, really validated me. We fish in vain for the images we require. Our work dries up and we wonder why, just when it was going so well. The truth is that work can dry up because it is going so well. As artists, we must learn to be self-nourishing. We must become alert enough to consciously replenish our creative resources as we draw on them to restock the trout pond, so to speak. I call this process filling the well. And that is, you know, kind of what the purpose of like the artist state is, I think. It helps to replenish. Blocks must be acknowledged and dislodged. Filling the well is the surest way to do this. Art is the imagination at play in the field of time. Let yourself play. I am really, really excited about this book because I think, even though I am very creative, I'm not creative for myself. I'm creative for my work, which is partially for myself. You should always create for yourself, but because, you know, content creation is my job now and all my art is my content, I've got to a point where I'm not really doing it for me anymore. And I am really like grateful for that. I would never change it for the world, but I've kind of like lost my thing. I don't have my thing anymore, and I need to be able to allow myself to be creative for myself and not feel guilty for that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I have signed my creativity contract. I have committed. I am locked in. I will not be failing at this. I really, really struggled to commit to long-term things because I am a Sagittarius ×2, sun and moon. Commitment is scary until I really, really want it. So I think I can do this. I'm just a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous. A sneak peek of week 1. Week 1 is called Recovering a Sense of Safety. So we're starting from the bottom. I guess this is like starting from the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is like safety. Wait, what is... And then week 2 is a sense of identity, which is like the next thing in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. One thing that Julia Cameron speaks about a few times in mostly the intro so far is God, but please do not be put off by that, because she even writes, You don't have to, you know, believe in a God. Whatever you believe, that's God. So when she speaks of God, I'm reading the universe. Assert your meaning, your faith, your understanding of the world onto the phrase God. It's not set in stone. It's not a Christian based book, but I just wanted to clarify that because I don't know if that would put some people off, but don't be put off by it essentially, because it's not entirely mentioned, but there's things like when we open ourselves up to our creativity, we open up ourselves to the creator's creativity within us and our lives. Just look at the meaning of that. Creator to me is the universe. Creativity is God's gift to us. Creativity is the universe's gift to us. Creativity is human existence's gift to us. Do you know what I mean? I've just done it again. Do you know what I mean? Ah! So that is my introduction to my Artist Way journey. I'm really, really excited. I'm feeling very positive about it, and I'm feeling like at the moment, obviously I haven't been putting these things into practice yet because I've only just started. I have a feeling that I might, once I've finished this 12-week course, continue to implement morning pages and weekly artist dates in the future. I've got a feeling that I will just make it a habit because these are positive habits to have anyway. What's the point of a 12-week course if you're not going to implement methods and skills that you've learned into your life long term? But yeah, I've been yapping for 40 minutes. I didn't think it was possible to yap for 40 minutes about 20 pages, but I am a professional yapper and I feel I'm getting better at it the more I pursue my YouTuber career. I'm gonna go make vegan Nando's for dinner. No, it's not vegan, it's half vegan. The meat is vegan. I got these Green King by Bird's Eye southern fried burgers and cook them in the oven with some Nando's seasoning and then chop them up into like little slices and put them in a wrap with chili jam. I realise a lot of my viewers are American, so you don't know what Nando's is? It's a vital part of British culture. I actually Googled this the other night. I think in America you have 45 Nando's restaurants. We have like 470 in the UK. And we're tiny. Nando's is peri peri chicken, but I don't really eat meat. I especially do not eat chicken, so I've got veggie or vegan chicken, and I'm gonna have that in a wrap with chili jam, which is like, oh, I can't describe the taste. It's just beautiful. It's like a sweet chili sauce, but not as sweet, I suppose. I feel like I'm gonna get questions on this mascara. Nabla Cosmetics, Cupid's Arrow, pencil, liner. On my waterline and just below my lashes. Kaleidos Mars Melter. I really love the highlighters by Kaleidos. They're fucking gorgeous. Oh, I can't get enough. Glisten Cosmetics Maroon Spectra Lash. This is the best maroon mascara I have ever tried. I used to be a Burgundy Haze Sky High mascara by Maybelline girly, but I have tried this one. I have been obsessed with this one. I have switched to the other side. This one's just a brighter maroon and it just brings my eyes out so much more. Oh, literally obsessed. And like when the sun hits my eyes with this mascara, lethal. I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'll see you next week with week 1 of the Artist Way check-in. I'm going to be brutally honest each time, so if there's a week where I've been having many emotional breakdowns, I will be telling you all about it. I want to be very like honest and open on my YouTube. I feel like this is this is the platform where I want you to get to know me a lot more just as a person, and because I feel like you can't really get that on Instagram and TikTok. So this is YouTube is me, YouTube is Faye. Everything else is philosophy. Do you know what I mean? Drink some water, eat well, and I'll see you in the next video.